Hello, good afternoon. How are you? How did you do in the examination? Would you please confirm if there are people who have their snap examination in the second half of the day also? Please do confirm. Because someone told us that some people have their examination. This is not confirmed from 3 p.m. as well. So we just want to confirm. All right. Okay. How did you do in the examination? Please do tell me. How did you do in the examination? Please do tell us how many questions you attempted. Please do tell us about your number of attempts. Please do tell us about your number of attempts. Okay. And tell us about your number of attempts section wise. How many questions could you attempt in English? How many questions could you attempt on quantitative aptitude? And how many on reasoning? And I have one more question. The question is, are there people who had attempted SNAP in the month of December also, 20th of December? If there are people who had attempted SNAP on December 20 and they attempted it again today, please do compare these two papers. Please do compare these two papers. All right, before I tell you, before I had taken the test on December 20 and I took the test in the morning today. All right, before I tell you about my verdict, you also tell me, first you tell me about your opinion, whether you found the test today more difficult in comparison with the test on December 20 or less difficult. Okay, tell me and tell me fast. Tell me fast. Okay, we believe that anyone who has attempted around 47, 48 questions, okay, has done well. Of course, the assumption is that your accuracy is of around 80 to 90%. Okay, the assumption is that your accuracy must be of 80 to 90%. So if you have attempted 48 to 49 questions, okay, you have done very, very well. Very well. Absolutely no doubt about that. Okay. So, yes, share your number of attempts. Please do share your number of attempts. It will help us a lot. Okay. And beyond this, of course, we are aware of this, the time reduced to 1 hour from 2 hours. Number of questions changed to 60 this year, right? No differential marking across sections and no special questions throughout the test, right? Okay. All right. And if you think that Gradeup always helps you, okay, within minutes of the examination getting over, in giving you a very good analysis, okay, and shares number of questions and answers also with you, please do like, share and subscribe. Please do like, share and subscribe and do that fast. Okay, Nayan Satpute is asking, RC aaya tha? RC nahi aaya tha. There was no RC in this examination. There was no RC either on December 20, no RC, or January 6, no RC at all. No RC at all. Rishabh Chandra is saying that VA was moderate. Okay, now I will tell you about my opinion on comparison of the tests. I somehow believe that the difficulty level of English today certainly went up in comparison with where it was on December 20. Okay, in comparison with how it was on December 20, the difficulty level certainly went up. Okay, all right, let's move from here. All right. Oh, this is something which of course you're aware of. This is something which you're aware of. Okay. This also is something which you're aware of, well aware of. Okay. All right. So we would say that general English was of moderate to difficult level. There were a good number of questions, okay, which were difficult in my opinion. All right. Now QA and DI, I would say moderate. There were some very easy pickings, but at the same time, there were at least 3-4 difficult questions as well. And I believe that there was at least one question where none of the options was correct, because I found my answer as 55. I found my answer as 55, but that was none of the options. And the question was loaves of bread. The question was on loaves of bread. All right, analytical and logical reasoning, difficulty level moderate. There was one particular set of question, okay, which I believe was too much for a test of this level. Okay, a liar, okay, the truth speaker and the alternator, right? Okay, so let's move from here. Okay, This is how your general English was. This is how your general English was. Okay. 0 RC sets, 5-6 questions on fill in the blank, vocab based 2 or 3, 1 question on active passive voice, 1 on modal verb, I hope you remember. Okay. Idioms and phrases 2, parajamble just 1 where you were asked about the opening statement. Isn't that? Please do confirm that this is how the structure was, because this is how I remember this particular section. Yes, all those people who are waiting for the answers, we are certainly going to discuss the answers of all 20 quantitative aptitude questions right here, and many answers of your English as well as reasoning. Don't you worry, we are certainly going to answer many questions. So just don't you worry. All right. Now, analytical and logical reasoning, direction sense 2. I hope you remember, just on one set of information you have 2 questions, right? Blood relations, just 1. Okay. Analogies 2. Order and ranking 1 to 2. Series 5 or 6. Coding, decoding 3 or 4. Miscellaneous 3 to 5. Okay. Any doubt here? This is how it was. This is how it was. Yes. And if you want to see the questions and their answers, there would be a session for that at 6 in the evening as well. All right. But here in this particular session also, I'm going to give you many answers. Don't you worry. Have a bit of patience. Aniket Jaiswal is saying para corona. What para corona? Cannot understand. Oh, okay. Parajumble was based on, yes, those 5 statements were based on corona. All right. Okay. Now, quantitative ability and data interpretation. There were 8 questions from arithmetic. Algebra, there were 5 questions. Mensuration, there was 1. Number system, 2. 1 question on probability. DI, 1. And surprisingly, from trigonometry, you had 2 questions. Surprisingly, from trigonometry, you had 2 questions. Right? 2 questions on trigonometry as well. Okay. Now, good attempts. We believe that in general English, a good attempt is from 11 to 13. In QA and DI, 15 to 16. Analytical and logical reasoning, 17 to 18. Please do not forget that these 3 sections have different number of questions. Okay. And here, 11 to 13 is a good attempt. 15 to 16 here and 17 to 18 here. Remind you, this is your overall attempts. These are good attempts and not scores. All right. We believe if they are going to do some scaling of 3 shifts. All right. We believe that ultimately the mass will find this particular test which was conducted today to be more difficult in comparison with the test which was conducted on December 20. December 20 test was certainly easier. All right. Okay. Now, we are going to have Gradeup MBA Conclave 2021. Okay. And we are going to have these many guests there. Chetan Bhagat, I'm sure Chetan Bhagat needs no introduction. Sri Harsha Majety. Sri Harsha Majety is the founder of Swiggy. All right. Vikas Lakhani is the co-founder of Insta Office, co-working office space. Iman Goswami, he did his MBA from Lucknow and did it again after 10 years, right, from IMD, Switzerland. Then we have Mr. Hemant Mudgal as well. All right, so he works with the BCG, and Shobhit Bhatnagar, the founder of this particular platform on which you are watching this session. All right, so these are the people who are going to interact with you. All right, so please do not forget, this is on January 16 and 17, roadmap to your dream B school. All right, do not miss it. Okay, all right. And if you're enjoying the session, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Share it with as many people as you can. Okay, Sarthak is asking 41 attempts per clear ho jayega kya sir? Does it depend only on attempts, Sarthak? It depends on your accuracy as well. But yes, by attempting just 41, you have taken a bit of risk. Okay, by attempting just 41, I believe that probably you should have attempted 46, 47. But anyway, everything now depends on your accuracy. All right. Okay. Now, expected cutoff, whatever we had told you on December 20, that is certainly not going to change. For SIBM Pune, that would be 98. For SEMHRD Pune, 97. And SIIB Pune, 93. SIBM Bangalore, 90. Okay. All right. Now, advice for the candidates taking the test on 9th of January 2021. First thing, do not get stuck with any questions, especially series ones. Okay, quantitative, aptitude and reasoning put together, you will get close to 6 to 7 questions on series. Okay, if series questions you are not able to solve in, let's say, 15 to 30 seconds, chances are very low that you would be able to do them even in the next 1 minute. All right, so it's not worth it. We believe that an attempt of 46, 47 is good. All right, so keeping that in mind, on an average, if you have to attempt 50 questions, let's say, right, you have 1.2 minutes per question, per attempt. You have 1.2 minutes per attempt, and that is 72 seconds. Just 72 seconds. All right, so first suggestion, just do not get stuck with series questions. All right. Vocabulary, yes, English part was vocabulary heavy. We are going to discuss certain things. We are going to discuss certain questions here, right here. All right. So, and what else? Please do at least 3-4 more mocks. Please do at least 3-4 more mocks. Okay. Today and tomorrow. I would not want many of you to do any mock on just a day before the examination on 8th of January. All right. Shashank is saying paper hard tha. It was more difficult in comparison with how it was. It was more difficult in comparison with how it was on December 20 is all that I would want to say. All right. Okay. Let's discuss some questions also. Okay. And let's start with the quantitative aptitude. And I will try to give you all the answers here. But we have another session in the evening at 6 o'clock where you would see those questions, might see those questions in black and white as well. Okay, but let's start with the questions and the answers. I will just be giving you the outline of the questions and will then be telling you the answers. All right. So one of the questions was the value of sine 42 divided by cos 48. Okay, sine 42 degree divided by cos 48 degree. Of course, the answer is 1. Isn't that? The answer is 1. Why? Because sine 42 degree is cos 48 degree. All right. This is your first question. Similarly, there was a question and you would be amazed to see this question. Okay, they asked you the value of sine 45 degree, okay, plus tan 45 degree. Okay, people like me had to calculate this. Would you believe this? All right, so sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2, tan 45 degree is 1. So the answer was root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2. This was your answer. All right, so please brush up extreme basics of trigonometry as well. Okay. All right, SS1234 is asking, sir, to attempt same कैसे पेपर हार्ड था but this time SS1234 this time people had the awareness that more or less how many questions they had to attempt. So people very badly pushed for attempting 45 to 50 questions. Okay, you had lots of information when you appeared for the test today in comparison with those people who appeared for the test, okay, on December 20. And moreover, many people got more time to practice as well. So despite this paper being slightly tougher, all right, more or less the average number of attempts would remain the same. Okay. Similarly, there was one question on logs. What you were asked the value of log of 8, right, divided by log of 64. The answer is 0.5, of course. Log of 8 to the base 64 would be 0.5. Okay, isn't that? All right, let's move from here. Similarly, you had just one question on DI. And the answer to that is the state of UP, the place from where I'm taking this session. All right, it's up and up, UP. All right. Similarly, there was one question, right, on discount. that if there are two successive discounts of 10% and 5% which are given, all right, effectively, what will be the overall discount? Okay, the overall discount would be 14.5%. 14.5%. All right. Then there was one question on an investment of 15,000, okay, which is done for 20 years, okay, and money gets doubled every 5th year. So this 15 will become 30, it will become 60, it will become 120, and it will become 240 in 20 years. So 240K was one of the answers. Okay, all right. Isn't that? Let's come to the 7th question now. In quantitative aptitude, at least, hopefully we should be able to give you all 20 answers so you can check your scores. All right. So one question was on probability, and the answer to probability question was 24 white balls. 24 white balls. All right. Answer to the probability question was 24 white balls. All right. Then there was one question which was based on factor of an expression. Okay, which of the following is a factor of x to the power 4 plus 4x square plus 3? Of course, the answer is, this is very obvious that the answer is x square plus 3. Among the given options, this was the only thing. X square plus 3 was the answer. Okay. Mayank is asking, do you think there will be scaling up in case of 6th January exam? Ideally, there should be. Undoubtedly, there should be. Undoubtedly. So these are the first 8 answers. Please take a screenshot of this. I will try to give you all 20 answers right here. Okay, I will try to give you all 20 answers of quantitative aptitude at least right here. We shall try to discuss some 10 questions of reasoning, and at least 10-12 questions of English as well. Okay. Arjun Chawla is saying Odisha was the answer. There was a difference of 0. Probably. All right. Okay, let's move from here. Please take a screenshot of this. Okay. All right. And now the 9th question, right? This 9th question was based on, time and work. This question was based on time and work, that there are 2 people, right, who work on a particular project, for 5 days, and then the third person finishes the work in the remaining 2 days. Okay, then the third person finishes the work in the remaining 2 days. All right. So answer to that particular question was, and we had to divide 450 rupees. Okay, so the money would be divided like this: 225, 150, and 75. This was the answer. Okay, this was the answer. All right. Then there was one question which was based on this, that there are 3 numbers which are in the ratio 4:2:1. There are 3 numbers which are in the ratio 4:2:1, and some of their reciprocals was given to be 7/4. Right. So answer was, which of the following was the largest number? The number actually was 4 itself. Because look, 1/4 is 0.25. This is 0.5, and this is 1. Reciprocal of 1 is 1. So this gives you 7/4, 1.75. Right. So this could have been done in a jiffy. All right, now you must be thinking that most of these questions are very simple. There were some difficult questions as well. Okay, we'll come to them. Then there was another question which was on median salaries. There was a question on median salaries. There was a question on median salaries and the answer to that was 40%. There was a question on median salaries and answer to that was 40%. Okay? Answer to that was 40%. There was a question on median salaries. Okay, in a college, the ratio of median salaries of 3 or rather in year 2019, the ratio of median salaries of 3 colleges was given. All right, it was given for the year 2020 as well, and then you had to compare something. The answer was 40%. Okay. Yes, answer is GOAT. Many of you are discussing this. I can see this interesting discussion which is taking place here. Right. I believe that the answer would be GOAT, G-O-A-T. Because boy, okay, B-U-O-I is related to water. Okay, similarly, boat is related to water and fish is also related to water. Only goat was not related to water if you are not very imaginative. So the odd word out should be goat. All right. All right. Okay. Now, there was one more question, right, which was based on a 2-digit number. A 2-digit number, right? The answer could have been 2116 as well as 4096. Okay, but 4096 was not among the options and hence the answer would be 2116. Okay, there was a 2-digit number. Okay, sum of the digits was 10, right? And when you reverse the digits, right? When you reverse the digits, the difference with the original number is 18. All right, that asked you the square of the original number. It could be 64 square, 4096, 46 square. All right, 2116, but 4096 was not among the options and hence the answer should be 2116. All right, I still believe that the answer to the state question was Uttar Pradesh and not Odisha. All right. Okay, let's come to question number 13 in quantitative aptitude only. In quantitative aptitude only, let's come to question number 13. Okay, this was related to a mother and her daughter. Mother and daughter. Okay, mother and daughter. The answer was the present age of mother was 35. The present age of mother was 35 years. The present age of mother was 35 years. All right, absolutely no doubt about that. Let's try to discuss a few more questions. All right. Then we had one question. There were 2 questions, I believe, which were based on number system. I'm just trying to recall them. I'm just trying to recall 2 questions based on number system. Right. Oh, there was a question based on mensuration as well. Okay, there was a question based on mensuration as well. And this question went like this. This question went like this. That there's a cube, right, which is of, this cube is of dimension 8 into 8 into 8, right? And this was immersed in a cuboidal vessel. They had written rectangular vessel, which is incorrect, of course, right? In 3D, you cannot have a rectangular figure. It was cuboidal. All right. So, here that was, the base was of 12 into 20. Right, that asked you, and it was full of water. This cuboidal vessel was full of water, and this cube was being immersed in that. Okay, so you were asked about the height by which the water will rise, and the answer to that was, 32 by 15, of course. Answer to that was 32 divided by 15. All right. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Okay. Now there was one more question. There was one more question on mensuration. This question was like this, that there's a square. Okay, there's a square. We increase its length by 20%. I mean, we increase one of the sides by 20%. And we reduce the other side by 20%. We reduce the other side by 20%. The overall impact would be 4% less. Overall, it will go down by 4%. This also was one of the questions. Okay, so please take a screenshot of this as well. Please take a screenshot of these 7 as well. So we have already discussed. Yes, Pratik Agrawal is right. They hadn't asked that by what percent would it reduce. Right, they had asked that it will become what percent of what it earlier was. Okay, answer is 96%. Undoubtedly, the answer was 96%. Yes, the answer was 96%. So please take a screenshot of this as well. Please take a screenshot of this as well. Of course, you will get these questions in a much organized way when we take the session at 6 in the evening. Alright, but at this time, all those people who might be having butterflies in the stomach, right, will come to know about your score in the quantitative aptitude at least. Karan Kandapal is saying, bread loaf to bata do pehle. I believe that all the options were incorrect to that question. To that question, all the options were incorrect. All right, I remember the question. I will talk about this. Okay. All right. So, can anyone remind me of any other question? Can anyone remind me of any other question which was there? Rishabh is saying 24 into 4. What is that 24 into 4? Rishabh? Bread wale ka 12H answer. Koi factor wala bata do. Factor wala was x square plus 3. Prerna Pradeshi is asking, was it difficult? It was more difficult in comparison with what you had on December 20. Arjun Chawla is asking, yes, exactly. All were incorrect. Absolutely. I believe all options were incorrect. Okay. All right. Answer should have been, Arjun Chawla, I'm completely with you. The answer should have been 55, which was none of the options. Okay. The answer should have been 55, which was none of the options. Okay, white balls 24. Yes, that was the answer of the probability question. Undoubtedly. Okay, was there a question on clock as well? I somehow do not remember this. Clock degrees will make bread 1 35.5 average age of family was certainly a question, and the answer to that was average age of a family was certainly a question, right? Average age of the family was, I believe it was 35.2. I believe it was 35.2. Let me check this. I believe it was 35.2. The answer to average age question was 35.2. Answer to average age question was 35.2, undoubtedly. Okay, Ravi Sharma is asking, okay, model verb 14.5% effective. I want you to come with some more questions. I should be able to recall the answer because I've done them all. Okay. Now there was a question. On loaf of bread was certainly there. 15. So this is 16. One question was on bread. Okay. The answer here, in my opinion, should be 55, which was none of the options. All right. So now we are left with 3 questions. So can you people remind me of these 3 questions? There was one question which was based on a sum 27,800, which had to be divided in 2 parts, and then it had to put on 2 different rates of interest, and then it had to be put on 2 typical question. On one you were getting 14%, on the other you were getting 11% interest. I believe the answer to this question was 12,800. I believe the answer to this question was 12,800. I believe this was the answer, right? Similarly, there was a question on which initially you are getting 12% profit. Right? You are getting 12% profit, and then you are given some conditions that the cost price reduces by, the CP reduces by 10%, CP reduces by 10%, right? And selling price reduces by 4%. And after all this, by what percent would the new profit change from the original profit, right? And the answer, I believe, was 62.5%. Answer to this question was 62.5%. Answer to this question was 62.5%. Okay, answer to the log question was 0.5. Okay, the high lamnested is asking the answer to a particular question that was 0.5. Okay, now we shall come to English part as well. Please have a bit of patience. We shall come to reasoning and ultimately we shall be coming to the English part as well. Okay, all right. So yes, 62.5, absolutely. Suman Mukhopadhyay, I'm thankful to you. Yes, the answer was 62.5. Absolutely. Right? Okay. Now we are left with just one question on series. So would people remind me of that question on series? Though I have tried to recall some questions and I have taken help of a few of you people as well. Right. So can you remind me of the series question? Because I believe that is the only question which we are left with now in quantitative aptitude. So can anyone remind me of that series question? Okay, for spinal cord, what was it? For spinal cord question, the answer was vertebra. Okay. For the cube question, the answer was, I've already told you, 32 by 15 was the answer. Right, 2 point something. All right. Okay, vertebra was the answer. All right. Okay. Now, would you please tell me no permutation combination today? Saransh, if that makes you happy, no permutation combination today. No permutation combination today. Absolutely. Okay. Now, I somehow am not able to recall that series question. So, if anyone can remind me of that series question, okay, I should be able to give you the answer as well. I should be able to give you the answer to that series question. Okay, but I believe that I have not been able to recall that. So, okay, forget it. Let's come to English. Let's come to English now. Okay, let's come to English now. Let's come to English. Please take a screenshot of this so that you can check your answers. All right, and then come to the English part. Okay, English was certainly more difficult in comparison with how it was, right? How it was last time. That was on December 20, not last year. Okay. All right. And in English, when I recall the questions with you and the answers also, right, please do confirm if these questions were there or not. Okay. All right. Answer to one of the questions in English. Was, okay. All right, some people are saying that the series question was like this: 1188, 792, 1188, 792. Okay, so you are basically multiplying this with 8 and again with 8, right? But I still cannot recall the question. All right, some people are saying 704. Cannot recall it. So let's forget this. Let's come to English. Okay. So, probably you had eaten something horrible last night, so you will have a foul smell in your mouth. This was certainly one of the answers, F-O-U-L, foul, right? And then that asks you the meaning of quasi, right? Like they say that the state of India, Union of India has a quasi-federal structure. The Union of India has a quasi-federal structure, okay, which is similar to a federal structure, right? So they asked you the meaning of word quasi, which is similar, right? Then that asked you what difficult word also, contumacious. Contumacious, right? And here that asked you the synonym, right? The synonym was obstreperous, okay, Now, I can very clearly recall one more question. I can very well recall one more question. One was on pack of dogs. One was on pack of dogs for sure. Okay. Yes, quasi means partial, quasi means similar, both. Here among the given options, it was partial for sure. Okay. It was among the given options, it was partial. It is not exactly the same, right? Partially true. So among the given options, the answer was partial. Absolutely no doubt. That was the answer. I completely agree. Okay. Pack of dogs was absolutely okay. Can you tell the question of profit and loss, the 19th question that you discussed? Yes, Atharv. The question went like this, that you sell something for a profit of 12%. You sell something for a profit of 12%. Had you bought it for 10% less and sold it for just 4% less? All right. What percentage change would have been there in your profit percentage? What percentage change would have been there in your profit percentage? That is what the question was. I can recall it exactly. All right, answer should be 62.5. Okay, all right. So these are the 5 questions which I can clearly recall in English. Okay, if you can recall a few more questions, I probably, yes, intrepid. Intrepid was the adjective. Absolutely. Intrepid means very brave, right? Intrepid was the adjective. Adjective, sure, absolutely. Intrepid was the adjective. All right, you keep writing the questions. I've done them well, so I should be able to tell you the answer. Okay. Will you release actual questions and answers of all sections? We shall try to. We shall try to. Okay, yes, there was a question on reverberation as well. That something will reverberate. Okay. And explode. Probably someone takes out a gun and shoots. Probably in Kashmir. All right. And then the sound reverberated. So here among the given options, I believe that the answer was very loud. Okay, very loud. For modal verb, yes, now I can recall. For modal verb, the answer was should not be. Should not be was the answer for the modal verb question. Okay. When it comes to past perfect, okay, basically there was only one of the given options. Yes, huge noise. Shubha, you are absolutely right. Okay, quasi is partly, undoubtedly. Okay. Now, Pixel Perfect is saying there was one question. This moment in history. Many people have said momentous day in history. Okay. I believe it was a moment in history. It was a moment in history. That is what should have been. Okay. Loud noise was the answer for sure, undoubtedly. Okay. Do not be very loud in your approach here. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to recall. Okay. I'm just trying to recall one idiom which was there. Okay. But okay. As and when I'm able to recall that, we shall come to that. Let's look at certain answers. Let's look at certain answers of reasoning as well. Let's look at certain answers of reasoning as well. Okay. And then we shall come back to you again at 6 in the evening. Don't you worry. If I were rich, yes, what was the answer to that particular question? Shubham, thank you. One of the answers was were. If I were rich. If I were rich. All right. I also have the same feeling. If I were rich. Okay. All right. Now, I had money. I had bought Gujarati. Guruji, start kariye. Kya karun? Start. Abhishek Rajji. Okay. All right. So let's discuss some questions of reasoning now. Here we have been able to, I had promised you 10, but it appears that we are stuck at 8. All right. We shall try to recall in parajamble I believe it was quite simple. It was on Corona. Okay. All right. So person leaving question is person leaving the room. Yes, person leaving the room without seeking permission. That was the answer. Person leaving the room without seeking, right, any permission. That was the answer. Okay. All right. So let's come to reasoning. All right. Completely with the person who is asking me to start reasoning. Please take a screenshot. If you want to recall the answers, just take a screenshot. In reasoning, okay, you were asked about a date, okay, which was the first birth anniversary of Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi. All right. So there was a question in which you were asked the day on October 2, 1870. Answer is Sunday. Answer is Sunday. Right? The day on October 2, 1870, the answer was Sunday. All right? Similarly, there was this question also. A10, right? B, no, it was A15, I believe. A15, B10, right? D6, right? E and F. Now, this was 5, 6, and then this was probably 3. This was 3, right? D3 and like this. Here the answer was C6. Answer here was C6. Answer here was C6. Answer here was C6. All right. Similarly, there was a question on, of course, this we have already discussed. Odd what out, the answer was goat. Okay, goat, in fact, they had given you an anagram of goat. Okay, and goat somehow could not be related to water. Okay, all right. Now, one more. Yes, answer to one of the questions was vertebra, right? Answer to one of the questions was vertebra. Okay, any doubt here? Okay, someone is asking how C6. Look, 10 and 5, 15, 6 plus 4, 10, 3 plus 3, 6, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 5, 15, right? Then here, this was E1 actually, F was not there, E1. This is how it was. Okay, so of course had to be C6. Are there people who believe that the answer was certainly C6? Please do let me know. Okay, Ronit Bhattacharya is asking about simple interest difference. Simple interest difference, was there any question on simple interest difference? There was a question on simple interest, okay. With the answer, I've already given you 12,800 was the answer of that simple interest question. Okay. All right. Then there was one question. Which was based on direction sense, and the answer was east. One answer was east and one answer was north. If my memory serves me right, on one set you had two questions. Okay, answer to one of that was east and the other was north. All right. Any doubt here? We shall try to reconstruct the questions. We shall certainly try to reconstruct the questions. Right. Then there was one question on veg, non-veg and vegetarian salad as well. There was a question on veg, non-veg and vegetarian salad as well. And the answer was this diagram. This is non-veg. This is veg, and of course vegetarian salad will be inside this. This was the answer to that question of Venn diagram, okay, which was very, very simple to do. Very simple to do, undoubtedly. And there were quite a few questions on cause and effect. On cause and effect, there were at least 2 questions. On cause and effect, there were at least 2 questions, right? Okay. Similarly, there was a question on Sonali and Ambika. There was a question on Sonali and Ambika. An answer to Sonali and Ambika question was father. Sonali, Ambika. And the answer to this was father. Answer to this was father. Okay, absolutely. Underworld Ghochu. Underworld Ghochu is saying father. Underworld Ghochu. Anyway, people from underworld to sabke baap hote hain. Wow. Okay, mother-daughter age, the age of the mom was 35. And all those people who have joined us late, we have given 19 out of 20 answers of quantitative aptitude questions. So please rewind and watch. Please rewind and watch. Okay. All right. Similarly, there was a question. I will try to make it 10 at least, right? So that you get at least 40 answers of the 60 questions. We have already done around 35, 36. Okay. All right. Let's leave it here. So we have already given you close to 35 answers here. We have already given you close to 35 answers here. Okay, we will try to take a session at 6 in the evening today with more questions. Okay. All right. So on that particular note, right, I expect you to like this session. 756 of you are watching it and not many likes, only 196 likes. Okay, we have worked so hard and you're yet to like this. Please make the number of likes 300, 400 in the next 2 minutes. Please. Okay, and share this session with all those people who are going to appear for or who might be appearing for SNAP next year or just 3 days down the line. Okay. And what else? Oh, CAT 2021, a full course enrollment has already begun. 300 plus live interactive sessions, right? And 200 plus PDFs, 80 plus mocks and sectional test. What else you need? 7,000 plus practice questions. Okay, and GD, VAT and PI prep as well. How can you miss it? Okay, of course. So this is the session which we just took. All right, this is the session which we just took. And now we are going to take a session at 6 p.m. as well. SNAP 2020 analysis on January 9 at 1:15 p.m. All those people who are appearing for this particular SNAP, okay, on 9th of January, please do not forget to come to our channel at 1:15. And again, memory-based questions on January 9 at 6 in the evening. And IIFT examination analysis is on 24th January. Whenever the examination gets over, within 15 minutes of the examination getting over, we shall start the analysis. All right. Okay. What else? Okay. So it's over here. And if you want to speak with any of our counselors, right, please call 9650052904. So I wish all of you all the very best for whatever examinations you may have to appear for. You still have many examinations left with. You have IIFT, first of all, you have SNAP just 3 days down the line. And in the month of February also, you have TISNET and CMAT. All right, we are going to launch a course for CMAT in Hindi. हम लोग CMAT के लिए और महाराष्ट्र CET के लिए हिंदी में कोर्स लॉन्च कर रहे हैं. All right. Yogesh Verma पूछ रहे हैं any update on anxiety? I'm here inside the studio. If you have any update, Yogesh, right, or Yogesh, please do let me know. Okay. And the last, that I'm Vijay. Okay. And we'll see you soon again.